Hi, everyone, and welcome, Eagles insider Dave Spadaro, along with wide receiver Golden Tate. A conversation brought to you by Bob's Discount Furniture. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you, Golden.
Thank you.
Crazy journey you've had this year. I'd like you to explain it to the Eagles fans, what it has been like in 2018 for Golden Tate.
It's been a wild one. Starting back to January, had my first child, London.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. That's been fun. We celebrated our first Christmas together, but since then, kind of went into the season, contract year in Detroit at the time, right before the deadline, was traded to Philadelphia. Since then, things just kind of been rolling. Had to make a huge adjustment. Obviously, I've been in Detroit for 4.5 years, so just kind of knew that like the back of my hand, and knew that system and that fan base and all those things. And kind of since then, I just had to keep learning every day. In a short time period, I've learned to love this city, this fan base, and this team. I like where we're heading. Unfortunately, it could be coming to an end this Sunday. Hopefully not, but it's been fun.
Challenging though, like a different kind of challenge for you.
Yeah.
Takes you out of your comfort zone a bit.
Yeah, and thankfully, I'm a year 9 guy. Mm-hmm. I don't know how a year 4 guy going into contract year could deal with something, such a drastic change, and it's been tough but fun.
How do you not let the business side of it impact you on a day-to-day basis, not knowing truly where you're going to be next year?
I think a lot of it has to do with me being a year 9 guy. I was a second-round pick, played out that contract, and then I'd sign another contract. So I guess financially, I'm okay. Hopefully for the rest of my life. Now I'm just playing for another contract and another Super Bowl. So I think that in itself has kind of been what's kind of helped me stay stable. Knowing that it's going to work out. My biggest job is just to help this team win and keep myself healthy at this point, and done a decent job with that so far.
Golden, how difficult is it to go from one team to another in the middle of a season? Never having done it before, buddies around the league, I'm sure, who've done it. You kind of maybe have a bit of an appreciation, but now that you lived it, how tough is it?
It's extremely tough, especially for a receiver, I think, because there's so much that goes into it. To be a good receiver, trying to build a relationship with the other receivers in the room, a relationship with the quarterback or quarterbacks, along with learning the system. In addition to that, running the plays exactly how the quarterback sees it or how the offensive coordinator wants it ran, and all those little details, play a part in, you getting more passes. Unlike some other positions where I have my job and I just go do my job the best I possibly can, and hopefully I get a sack or, get graded out well. I kind of got to know a few more details, I feel like. But it's something I think I've handled well. I think the coaches have done a great job at, kind of teaching me game plan by game plan. But, I really want to be in this system for a little bit longer. I think this system fits me well. I think it's something that once I learn it really well, I can be really effective and help this team win a lot more games.
I will ask you about that statement in just a moment, but I want to know, for guys who come into the system, we all kind of thought it was going to be easy for you. And I remember the first interview I did, you said there were a lot of things that were different about this offense than any other offense you'd run. On the outside, the non-Golden Tates, we all kind of thought, hey, this is going to be, we underestimated how tough it would be. It was a lot. Was it tougher than you thought it would be?
It was definitely tougher than I thought it would be. The assignments and doing my job, you just look at the X's and O's and how things are drawn in the picture. That has not been that hard for me. It's just in a game, things don't happen the way they do in practice sometimes. You don't get the same coverages. You don't get the same techniques. Sometimes you had to make a split decision, and I haven't had the repetition to kind of, do it exactly how, I want to do it or coaches expect me to do it. And so it's something that in Detroit, Stafford and I were on the same page so well that we didn't have to talk about some things. We just we both knew, just because we've been in the offense for so long. We had so many off seasons and, workouts and OTAs and mini camps and training camps, that things we just didn't have to talk about. And that's something that I kind of took for granted and didn't really have to think about. And then once I got here, things that, I'm used to doing something a certain way for 4.5 years and maybe even longer, are things that you have to discuss, with your offensive coordinator, your position coach, your younger quarterback. And on top of that, once I started to get comfortable, then you have another quarterback coming in. So it's a lot going on. But the good thing is we have so many playmakers on our roster that I haven't really gotten too much action in the last 2 games, but we're still putting up 30 points.
Right.
We're still getting 25, 30 first downs, throwing for almost 500 yards. So that takes pressure off me for sure, and it just lets me kind of learn it.
I would imagine, Golden, you've been on teams that when you're 4-6 and you come off a loss like the Eagles had in New Orleans, that can send a season in a downward spiral. This team, from that game on, has won 4 of 5, playing really good football. Why do you think it has turned around here?
I think this is just a gritty team in a gritty city, and we just find a way. It's not always pretty, and it's always not always perfect, but you got a bunch of guys that just love football, who show up to work, every single day and just kind of find a way. And that's the one thing I love about this organization in this city. I still think the best is yet to come. And hopefully we get a shot to be playing after this week, because I truly think, not many people want to see us in the NFC right now.
Are you going to watch the scoreboard at all on Sunday? Will you glance up to look at the scoreboard?
Yeah, just because I do that every week anyway, when I'm just kind of sitting on the...
Will it impact you?
No, I'm going to still play the game to try to win.
Okay. Is it a weird feeling?
Yeah, it is. Being a year 9 guy, I've been to, 3, 4, 5 or 6 playoffs. A couple times it's come to the last game, but never been really during the game that you find out that there's no way you can get in. But it's a lot of mixed emotions. We're hoping, we handle our business and the Bears handle their business, and we'll be all good.
Real good. You're scheduled to be an unrestricted free agent in March. Mm-hmm. Just curious, are you open to coming back to Philly? Have you thought about the next step in your career?
Yeah, I've kind of been thinking about it all year. I went into this year hoping I was going to get extended in Detroit, and that didn't happen, which is totally fine. And since then I've been in Philadelphia, and it's been a huge blessing to be a part of something so special. Like I said earlier, I've developed a love for this city. My wife loves it. My daughter loves it. We live dead smack downtown. There's a bunch of restaurants. I can't say enough good things about this organization. I mean, just the leadership we have, the Christians we have. Obviously, the locker room they welcome me amazingly. I'd love to be here. But we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens after the Eagles win on Sunday at Washington, after the Bears beat the Vikings, Eagles make the playoffs. Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Golden Tate, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great having you in here. Golden Tate one-on-one presented by Bob's Discount Furniture.